I appeal to the citizens of Russia, to the personnel of the armed forces, law enforcement agencies and special services, to the fighters and commanders who are now fighting in their combat positions, who are repelling enemy attacks. They are doing it heroically. I know it. Tonight, once again at night, I spoke with the commanders of all directions. I also appeal to those who were drawn into a criminal adventure by deceit or threats, whom they pushed onto the path of a serious crime, an armed rebellion. Russia today is waging a hard fight for its future. It reflects the aggression of neo-Nazis and their masters, virtually the entire military, economic and information machine of the West is directed against us. We are fighting for the life and safety of our people, for our sovereignty and independence, for the right to be and remain Russia, a state with a 1,000-year history. This battle, when the fate of our people is decided, this requires the unification of all forces, unity, consolidation and responsibility, when everything that weakens us must be thrown aside. Any strife that our external enemies can and use to undermine us from within, and therefore, the actions that split our unity, in fact, are apostasy from our people, from our comrades in arms, who are now fighting at the front. This is a stab in the back to our country and our people. It was such a blow that was dealt to Russia in 1917, when our country was waging the First World War, but they stole the victory from Russia. Intrigues, squabbles, politicking behind the backs of the army, and the people turned into the greatest shock. The destruction of the army and the collapse of the state, the loss of vast territories, in the end, it turned into a tragedy of the Civil War. Russians killed Russians, brothers killed brothers, and all sorts of political adventurers and foreign forces who divided the country, tore it apart, gained selfish benefits. We won't let this happen again. We will protect both our people and our statehood from any threats, including internal betrayal. And what we are faced with is betrayal. Exorbitant ambitions and personal interests led to treason. This is a betrayal of our country, our people, and the cause for which, side by side with our other units and subunits, the fighters and commanders of the Wagner group fought and died. Heroes who liberated Soledar and Bakhmut, cities and towns of Donbas, who fought and gave their lives for Novorossiya, for the unity of the Russian world. Their name and glory were also betrayed by those who are trying to organize a rebellion, who are pushing our country to anarchy and fratricide, to defeat, in the end, and to capitulation. I repeat, any internal turmoil is a deadly threat to our statehood, to us as a nation. This is a blow to Russia, to our people, and our actions to protect the fatherland from such a threat will be tough. All those who deliberately embarked on the path of betrayal, who prepared an armed rebellion, who embarked on the path of blackmail and terrorist methods, will suffer inevitable punishment. They will answer both before the law and before our people. The armed forces and other state bodies received the necessary orders. Additional anti-terrorist measures are now being introduced in Moscow, the Moscow region, and a number of other regions. Decisive actions will also be taken to stabilize the situation in Rostov-on-Don. It remains complex. In fact, the work of civil and military government bodies is blocked. As the President of Russia and Supreme Commander-in-Chief, as a citizen of Russia, I will do everything to defend the country, to protect the constitutional order, life, security and freedom of citizens. The one who organized and prepared the military rebellion, the one who raised arms against his comrades in arms. They betrayed Russia, and They will answer for it. And those whom they are trying to draw into this crime, I urge them not to make a fatal and tragic, unique mistake. I urge them to make the only right choice, which is to stop participating in criminal activities. I believe that we will save and defend what is dear and sacred to us, and, together with our motherland, we will overcome any trials. We will become even stronger. By order of the leadership of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, I have just arrived from the front line. From the front line. Where our troops, our commanders, our soldiers, our fighters, volunteers are performing a task, fighting the enemy to the death. With superior enemy forces, they suffer losses, but they stand in their positions. I appeal to the leadership, to the commanders and fighters of the private military company Wagner. We have traveled a difficult path together with you. We fought with you. We took risks. We suffered losses. We won together. We are of the same blood. We are warriors. I urge you to stop. The enemy is just waiting for the internal political situation to worsen in our country. It is impossible to play into the hands of the enemy in this difficult time for our country. Before it's too late, you need to do it. It is necessary to obey the will and order of the popularly elected President of the Russian Federation. It is necessary to stop the columns and return them to the points of permanent deployment and to the areas of concentration. It is necessary to solve all problems only by peaceful means under the leadership of the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation.